The Mill Road Studios is sponsored by SOS Safety Signs, who pride themselves on quick turnaround, quality products and competitive prices, all with a friendly smile and a focus on customer service and satisfaction. All manufacture is done in-house at the Hampstead Gardens Workshop. So if you're looking for safety signs in Adelaide, or any signs for that matter, they've got you covered. SOS Safety Signs, 93 Muller Road, Hampstead Gardens, SA 5086. Phone Jace on 8266 3600. This is a Milne Road Studios production in conjunction with the ASHMAN podcast. You gotta love Fridays, people. It's now time for the ASHMAN podcast. Hey, we got Mr. Luigi Trotta in the house. Louie, how are you, buddy?
Oh, fantastic.
On Friday afternoons, good, mate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bloody brilliant.
Prepare for landing.
Yeah, here's another one.
So, yeah, we've had a few planes in the last few minutes. How you going, bloke?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Been a while since I've seen you, mob.
Yeah, and you're lucky with these planes that no one's got any weapons around. Knock them out of the sky, eh?
Well, it's nice to be in Australia. We don't have to worry too much about it.
Absolutely.
And it's good being a nurse's husband. We both are.
Oh, yeah. Mine's scared of blood. She doesn't. So when I cut myself, I have to put my own bandage on.
How tough are the nurses there, mate? I thought they were bloody bulletproof.
Oh, yeah, you just got to scream out, give me the Band-Aids. Don't worry about coming close to me. Just give me the Band-Aids.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, Mandy's pretty tough. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She never gives in to anything. She's the most competitive out of all of us, I think.
Oh,
when
well
we all
done.
get together, it's just a fight. Who's
Oh,
in
yeah.
front? Mandy wins 9 out of 10.
Getting in front is hard.
So what's been going on? What's been happening?
Got a new house about a year ago. And
Where's that one?
down in Golden Grove, Greenwith. And the people before us obviously ran out of money when they built it.
Yes.
So the house is beautiful. House is all done. Outside, it's a shit fight. There's obviously bits and pieces and shortcuts that I've had to go over. And, yeah, I'm halfway there. Halfway around the backyard.
Where is it? Closer to the Salisbury Heights side or back?
Yeah, just on the other side of the valley to Salisbury Heights.
Yeah, righto. Oh, good. So it's a nice big block.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's keeping me busy. Let's put it that way.
Have you got a shed yet?
Shit, yeah.
Let's talk about the shed.
Oh, the man shed, my man cave. It's only taken me 60 years to get one, but I got it sorted.
Tell us all about it.
All right. Got my hoist. I've always wanted a hoist. Got that. Got my drills and all my welders. That's all cool. Got that sorted. And I just got it sorted out the way I want with my radio and my dartboard. And so when my mates come over, we can just open the fridge, grab a drink, sit down, play darts, do whatever. You know, used to have in my younger years, and all the mates rock around and say, hey, I've just broken something on my car. I'd say, yeah, let's jack it up. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was good fun. I remember changing brakes at 1 o'clock in the morning and all sorts of stuff. Real good.
You're the only man I know that I've seen change a tyre with his bare hands. You know, when you get the brace over the bloody hub there, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, did I really see that or what?
Oh, when I was working in tyres, I had a manager bet me $5 that I couldn't get the tyre on the rim without the levers. And, well, he didn't give me the $5, but I got it on.
Tight ass.
Yeah, he didn't survive long.
Who was that? Where'd you work with your tyres for?
Oh, I did Bridgestone for 9 years. Did a little stint with Bob Jane. Only about 3 months. That was interesting. And then bow repairs for a little while as well. Got up everything from being a tyre fitter up to being a wheel aligner. I was training my lads to fit tyres. Got right up to being a manager. So, yeah, I went right through it and then got basically sick of tyres and went and started driving trucks.
You got sick of putting on rubbers all the time.
Oh, man. And some of those rubbers were hard to get on.
You went from tyres into landscaping.
Landscaping, truck driving. I didn't do a lot of per se landscaping, but I was working for a landscape yard. Learned a lot about compaction and materials and soils.
I've got a question for you with
Yeah, go on.
compaction.
Yeah.
What is the measurement of compaction? Is it depth only, or is it what's the actual measurement? You know, like if you've got tension on a nut, right?
Yeah.
It'd be
So you've got
so
torque,
many
yeah.
newton meters or
Yeah.
whatever. What's the measurement of compaction?
It would be how much soil weighs per cubic meter. And that's the way that I see it. It's the easy way to see it.
That's once it's compressed, or
Once it's compressed or as a free state. So if you've got a sand at a free state, it's roughly about 1.8 tonne per cubic meters, depending if it's got any loam or organics in it. It could be 1.6 tonne. But as soon as you get rubble and stuff like that, you start compacting, you start to go 2.2 tonne per cubic meter, heavy Bomag rollers with vibrating plates and teeth and stuff like that. You get 2.5 tonne per cubic meter. You know, just it really depends on how stupid you want to go.
So it's more so the minerals you put into it will give it a higher compaction level.
Well, if rubble's have got a 20 millimeter aggregate in it and loam and, well, I suppose clay and sand as well. So when you compact it all down, it gets pretty hard. So that's normally your sub base for whether you're talking underneath rainwater tanks or underneath your house or underneath your shed. It's your base. It's what does all the heavy lifting or the heavy holding. Then whatever else you put on top is either a screed to make everything nice and level or stuff like that.
So you did that for a while? You were
Did that for a while.
delivering sand? And
Yeah, I worked in the office, on the phones, helping customers. Did a course in horticulture, and so I got a certificate 3 while I was working. So I started to understand how plants start to work and what soils are needed and what plants need from the soil and stuff like that. Irrigation was part of it, and yeah, it was pretty interesting.
There's some crickets there.
Oh, beauty.
They were listening to you.
You can actually buy poisons for that.
And now you're just, where are you? You're up the road here?
Yeah, just up the road, another landscape yard. I did 10 years at one yard and thought, I want to be closer to home so I don't spend so much time on the road travelling to work. And started working just around the corner, which works out for me. It's about 7 minutes to work. You know, my car just hits the warm level on the left.
Just warm enough to go sideways.
Just warm enough on the gauge for the heater to work. But yeah.
You've always loved your, let's call them engines.
Yeah, engines and cars.
Where did you start off as a boy, Louis?
Oh, God. My sister said that I've got a disease called turbophobia. Anything I touch, I've got to make it go faster. Whether it was my push bike or my skateboard or the car or whatever, I was always, when I was younger, it was always pushing the limits to see what I could do. You know, my dragster, 20-inch dragster, I had to have 28-inch forks on it. My car, I had to have mags on it. And then, I started pulling things apart and learning how to do things and
learning how they all work and how they all go together.
How to make them
what I need to do is put a little bit more of this in there to get a little bit more out the back.
Exactly right. How to force more fuel in there to get more out of the wheels. Yep.
Yeah, you'll have to get your own turbo, mate. You'll have to use one of your blowers, your outdoor blowers. Oh. I saw someone on YouTube the other day, and he'd set up his freaking blower in the car to try to accelerate the air going in. And I thought, oh my God, that's Australians for you, though.
Oh yeah.
Having a go.
Got to have the Holden go quicker.
Yeah.
Got to go quicker.
Yeah, well, we don't make a Holden anymore, do we?
No, learned how to drive in an old FJ when I was 11.
Oh. That's cool, isn't it?
The old man chucked me in the seat. Let's go. So, yeah, enjoyed that. Drove tractors for a little while, helping Dad out on the farm. Learned how to back up trailers and stuff. So I was ready to go by the time I was 15, 16.
Did you start in servos?
Yeah, I always had work. Very rarely didn't I, work for something or
So
doing
you
something.
on Saturdays you'd work at the local garage, not a servo back then. Probably it was a garage, wasn't it?
Yeah, garage. They used to work on cars, and I used to pump petrol and serve customers, wash their windows, check their oil.
Yeah, well, that was part of it. It was checking the oil. You had your small bottles, your big bottles.
Yeah.
And you'd say, listen, miss, you're a bit low. I
Yeah.
know your car's a bit warm. It's showing that we'll just give it another half a pint, whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, that's how they used to survive in the workshop, because when we used to go out there and have a look, and if we saw something broken, say, hey, you need to fix this up, the guys inside can help you out, That's the way they used to bring it in. Not like these days, they got to sell lollies and chewies to make money, it's crazy.
You got to sell tampons and toothbrushes, don't you?
It's exactly right. God, give me a go.
To deal with all the social...
It's a friggin' survey, you just get the cars fixed,
God, you used to rush in there and get frangers, didn't you? You used to buy your Johnnies from the survey. Not fucking toothbrushes and tampons. Jesus.
We did, yeah.
It does change. Yeah, I remember working up at Fairview Park here with old Phil the Deal. He was a hard boss. He treated you like a peasant. He used to yell at you, but there were times also where he did stand by you. If someone said fill it up, and you fill it up, and the customer says, "Oh, I said $5," and you say you didn't say $5, you said fill it up, and you can smell them. They're boozy and all that.
Yeah.
A couple of times I got threatened they were going to kill me, and
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So I said to Phil, hey, they're going to try to kill me, mate. And it's like, fuck off, mate. So, there's times where he did stand by me, but a lot of the times, you're working Christmas Day, Ash, you're an asshole, Righto, mate. New Year's Eve as well. New Year's Eve for being smart.
Well, surveys got me into, one of the guys I used to work with, they used to race at Speedway. So I was helping him out. And then another guy said, I need a sort of a backup mechanic type of person that knows what he's doing to help me with my escort. So I got into his racing team as well. And then another mate said, a mate of mine's got Formula Fords, sort of could use a hand on the tools and helping him this and that. And by this time I had built my own car trailer, so that was fine. And
You're a good welder, aren't you? You do.
I'm average, but if I see a weld's not good, I'll cut it out and do it again.
Regrind and
grind it right back and start again. Just do it properly. Last thing I need is an axle to fall off.
It is an act. It is an art, isn't it? I've got a mate, Joe Balzan, that was from Holden's, and I watch him weld, and he's very particular. He's got the soft hands.
Yeah,
and and you do judge it on what it looks like. If it's a butch weld where it's all like chunky and the fucking stick's got stuck, and as you go in the TIGs and MIGs that you're more so playing around with, you have got a real nice little fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach myself how to use a MIG. Yeah,
you might have to teach me again. I know years ago I said I'd do a course with you, and I didn't get the intercourse or the course, so I'm none the wiser.
I remember one time that the boss was welding up a subframe for a Jag. We were dropping a 308 into a Jag. We pulled the Jag motor out.
Of course you were.
Yeah. I wanted a V8. And so we were dropping this 308 in there. And the mechanic says, oh, man, his weld is shit. He says, so he come around to my place. He says, quick, Luke, get your ass over to the survey. I need you to weld up this plate before the gearbox falls out of this Jag.
Was that the engine mount, was it?
No, it was the gearbox mount.
All right.
So we quickly went down there, buzzed it up, and split. And when the boss comes back, the gearbox was in already. So the mechanic had put a bit of paint over it, so I didn't realise that it wasn't his welding. So we got that sorted.
God. No, well, look, you've got to start somewhere, don't you?
Yeah.
And as a kid, it's probably one of those good things that brings you slowly into it. You get to use a cash register back then, so you had to use your maths that you did from school. And, give people money back then. Like now we don't even fucking use money,
cash.
do we?
What's that? Give me a break.
Now it's a card. Now you don't check anything, do you? Like,
Hey, you rock up to Aldi and they already had the machine there ready for you to swipe your card, and you throw out $50 and they go, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah. Did you steal that, mate?
Yeah.
It is different, though, isn't it?
Oh,
'Cause
it's nuts.
you know, there's still a little bit of cash around in, not like it used to be,
Yeah.
You always had mattress money somewhere, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Even the money in the safe now has probably gone down to minimal
Yeah. You,
in case I need tampons, But it is a different world with this card shit.
oh, it's just nuts. I mean,
You
I
can't
still-
bargain anything. It's just a flat
bullshit.
rate.
You can. Of course you can. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, cash is still king.
Cash
Yeah.
is still good. It's still cash and alcohol to me, like beer, cartons.
No, I don't deal with people that want card only. No, it's nuts, man. Go away. I'll deal with someone that knows what he's talking
Do
about.
you work for the tax department, do you?
No.
Get fucked. I want a signed tax invoice as well. Oh, sign one, do you? Of course you do.
I've walked into places that, mate, I don't need an invoice. I just get the fuck out of here. Just here's some cash. Yeah, see ya. Bye. I'm out of there. I don't have to wait for an invoice. I'm like, give me a break.
Yeah, it is un-Australian, I think.
Yeah, if you're going to buy a piece of steel, you're going to weld it, you're going to cut it up. You're not going to bring it back, are you? So you don't really need an invoice.
No, that's right. Unless you want to start claiming the GST on it, then you're opening up Pandora's box there.
Absolutely
She
nuts.
should keep it shut anyway. So, what about the farm? We had a few goes up there at the farm. That was up near Greenock area, wasn't it?
Yeah, up Greenock in the Barossa. I had a great time up there. I grew up there. I always lived in Adelaide. We always used to go up there on Saturdays, me and Dad. Dad, when he came over from Italy, he wanted his own olive plantation. That's what he wanted. So he ends up finding this 105 acres out of Greenock. I'm thinking, oh my God, I was only 9, 10 at the time.
What was your dad's name?
Daniel. So old Uncle Vic had an old Chamberlain backhoe. Dad conned him to come and dig all the holes for the olives. So we ended up with 2,500 holes. Uncle Vic said it took him 2.5 minutes a hole to dig.
What did it have, a plow?
No, just a backhoe.
Okay, so you
It's
just
like,
dig the
like
hole.
the original excavator. That
How
stuck in
far you got to dig down for them? 500?
Nah,
Metre?
more. No, some of the holes were metre deep, easy. Except when you hit rock, then it was a little bit less, but yeah, metre deep. I remember some of the stumps that Dad got to, we were digging olives and stuff out of quarries and stuff like that people were just going to clear out. And, and Dad had green hands. He could make anything grow anywhere he wanted. I remember he put he cut a branch off an olive, turned that upside down, put rooting hormone on it. The fucking thing grew. I actually sprouted and grew. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, he got all these olives to
Has he
grow.
got any of the rooting hormone left?
No, he's been dead for about 20 years. That didn't sprout any further. Yeah, so...
But he was a green thumb. He could grow just about anything.
He could grow. We had vegetables out of our ear holes when I was growing up. Mum never had to go and buy veggies. Only every once in a while, if they were out of season, and maybe Woolies had some that we wanted that wasn't in the garden then, but Dad used to grow the tomatoes for the sauce and the capsicum for us, and all the veggies in there. Then he had grapes and figs and God knows what else, and a couple of olive trees around the house. And I mean, this is in Kensington Gardens, and people used to go past and say, "Where's the lawn? There's a garden in the front yard." So, Dad was good. Dad was really good with gardening. He was just fantastic.
It was a big area for almost like there was a big creek running through it, wasn't there?
Oh, out of Greenock. Yeah, we had a bit of a creek in there, and there was a couple of cars that got lost in there too.
Did you blow anything up there? I know you burned some shit.
One of my friends decided that we would get into gunpowder and stuff like that. So, I had a couple of really intelligent and smart mates, and I wasn't as clever as they were, but we managed to make shit happen. So we were using the gunpowder in containers and had waterproof cannon fuse. And I remember we chucked this little cap of gunpowder in a tub, It was a bathtub full of water. And we made the thing actually jump a couple of feet into the air. It was unbelievable. I didn't think we could do it. But, yeah, we blew up ant holes and a few other bits and pieces. But we had fun.
And you learned to drive up there? Is that what you're saying before? Part of?
Yeah, well, back in the days where I started to drive, it was a bench seat. So I could slide over next to Dad and change the gears for him on the column of the old FJ. So by the time I got to the age of 11, I was already tall enough to get into the car, and so Dad put me in there. Let's go for a bit of a drive. Three on the tree. Yeah, a lot of people that drive Teslas these days wouldn't even know what that meant.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
But yeah, I was, by the time I was 15, I was backing trailers and driving tractors and working on cars already. I was, already, the interests of mechanics were already there and implanted and ready to go, But picking olives, we had to learn how to drive because some of the places where the olives were, the old FJ really had to work hard towing the trailer. And you sort of started to watch how Dad attacked the terrain, and, that taught me a lot.
Have you got any olive oil left, or
No,
most of it went with the farm?
No, all went. The farm got sold a couple of years ago, and after planting the trees, and Dad had it for 20 odd years, and after Dad died in that car accident, I took it over, so I had it for 20 years. But picking olives for that long, that's enough. You get to the stage where you're going, I really don't need to do this.
Do you remember
anymore.
that day I went up there and we found that old Coke sign that was boarded up in the window? And it ended up in one of my bars, didn't it, at Greenwith? And it was a hit.
Some of the stuff up there was just unbelievable.
It's good finding all that old stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
When we were in New Zealand not long ago, Manny and I went over when Mum was still alive. They were going to do a girls' trip. Mum, Mandy and Caitlin were going to go over there for a couple of weeks and drive to South Island. And we found this little antique shop down there, and it was unreal. There was a Canadian in the shop, there was an American in the shop, there was an Aussies in the shop, and this Kiwi bloke, he had such a great personality, and he knew how to play it all. He said, "Where are you all from?" And we'd say Adelaide, and, there'd be someone from Canada and someone from America, and he gave us all sort of things that we had to go and find in his shop. And, there's a pack of cards here up here. And I had to go and find, it was only a pack of cards for fucking $10 or whatever it was. But he said, you got to go around the antique shop and find 5 Australian themes. So you'd walk around and try to find a kangaroo. That was the easiest one, find a kangaroo, and you'd find a platypus somewhere, and it started to get a little bit harder, and 2 minutes to go, rah. And I said to Mandy, I can only find 4. I can't find 5, So I walked up, and there was an old Holden Sandman, and it was cut out of timber or whatever. It was like an illustration. Had surfboards on the top, and I said, that's got to be Australian. And that was the 5th one, and he didn't know he even had it. So, of course, I won the cards over the Holden. I said, that was made in Adelaide, mate. That's where we're from, rah. How can I agree that, here's the cards, Whitey, here you go, And, the whole mood in the shop, and everyone then started buying. It was probably, he probably does it with everybody, but we did the same thing in Grand Canyon. You find all those little antique shops where you find the little Indian girls and boys, painted faces and little bits of jewellery or little dolls, and it's pretty cool. But you don't get it, if you don't go into those antique shops. And wherever we are, we did it in British Columbia as well. We find these antique shops and just turn the car off, go and walk around and see what shit you haven't seen before. And
with Dad and the farm, it was like, what's going to rock up on the trailer? You'd a plough and a tractor, and he had this tractor. It was a D22 Howard. It ran on power Kero. He bought it off this.
What's that, English or German or what? What does it
have to be English or something? Yeah. And he used it once and then parked it in the shed. And it was just in the way for years. I didn't even know how to start it. You still had to crank it to start. It didn't even have a battery. Yeah, and I ended up selling that to some guy who was a collector and came down and he was drooling over it. I'm thinking, oh, I'm not using it
It's
anymore.
all yours, man.
All yours, It didn't even have hydraulics, It just had a rotary hoe on the back, which was actually bolted to the tractor. That was unreal. So anyway, I got rid of that. That gave me a little bit more space.
Yeah. No, it was a good place up there. It was.
It's great. At night was great. You
just-
could look up in the sky, in the sky, and stars from left to right. It's just beautiful. But yeah, I only stayed up there a couple of times at night. Now, when I got older and my mates, 16, 17, 18, when we could drive, we used to disappear up there overnight. Yeah, stayed up there a couple of times. Sometimes by because the weather was too bad to get out, and sometimes we actually wanted to go up there but yeah,
couldn't get in because it was too wet.
Oh no, getting in was easy. Getting out was hard. Getting in, we had an empty trailer. Getting out with the olives on it, that was hard. But oh yeah, there was a couple of days there that it was interesting getting out. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a little way from the road, the house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I remember that much, but once you got out there, you could have some fun.
Oh yeah, I mean getting in, we just plant it first, second, third gear, wheels spinning, car sideways, just keep it going, just keep your foot on it, just keep it rolling. It used to get through. It was muddy, it was clay, it was slippery, but if you just kept it and just kept your nerve up, yeah, you'd get in. I got in plenty of times. Yeah, that was good fun.
Ah, good stuff.
A couple of times I even got bogged big time and had to ring the next door neighbour. John, get your ass out here, bring a chain and get the big tractor out.
Going to your trucks, you drove trucks for quite a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I drove when I was just as I got out of the petrol station and stuff like that. I started delivering Gibrock for a company that would break just after I left, but that was bad. His bad luck, not mine. But anyway, I got my truck license. And then that didn't last long. I went into tyres and went into driving cabs and did a few bits and pieces, drove limos for a while, did a lot of interesting driving. But driving trucks, yeah, I ended up driving tandems, got myself a semi-license. That was good fun. Didn't drive a semi much after that. I think I only drove a semi 2 or 3 times. But it came in handy.
That's articulated, is it?
Articulated.
So do you got to keep that up, or do you surrender that, or?
No, I've still got it. I still know how to drive the old Eden Road Ranger. Didn't need a clutch. It was easier to drive without the clutch than it was with the clutch. But yeah, most of the trucks these days are automatics. And
did you ever do any work for Neil Colsey's?
Yeah, I used to.
Or did you do mechanical more for them? Or?
No, I actually used to install data logger computers into his trucks for him.
There you go. I knew there was a little bit of a link up there.
Yeah. One of the jobs that I had in my past, working for a mate of mine, that's when computers started coming in and, the bosses wanted to know that the guys weren't thrashing the crap out of the trucks, weren't going the wrong way, weren't over-speeding. So, yeah, we put in these data loggers in the dashboard so that the big boy could actually keep an eye on the drivers, yeah. And there was a lot of interesting things that came out of that. Yeah. Trucks going the wrong way and trucks going over speed and B-doubles doing 130 kilometres an hour when they're only supposed to be doing 95 or 100. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few guys got caught out.
I had Brian Hemming here not long ago. He was with Fisheries and we did touch base a little bit on the coming down the freeway.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on the freeway? To get rid of the crashes, you get rid of the trucks coming down that way. I know there was a long-term plan that still isn't even in sight of getting round the back from Gawler and then heading back up to Tailem Bend there.
Well, here's one for the pollies.
Come on, bring it out.
Don't worry about the fucking rules. Teach the bastards how to drive.
And get them serviced.
No, just teach people that, some politicians trying to get a law into South Australia saying that they've got to be tested for the rules and regulations. Well, if they can't drive a car, why let them in the car?
True.
A rule isn't going to stop someone from running someone over. Showing them how to drive the car and actually use the brakes does. But yeah, there's a lot of truck drivers out there that shouldn't be out there. Some very interesting stories coming from the old truck drivers coming to me now. There's guys out there that just do not respect the size of the truck, and they shouldn't be behind the wheel, but they are. There's a lot of Aussies, old truck drivers, getting out of the game because they think it's bloody dangerous out there.
It's a pity they can't get that that intersection somehow either elevated or get rid of the immediate that you can't stop, right? You've obviously, I know they got the arrestor beds there, and we know how much they cost, and we know that deters everybody from using it because of the cost. But it's such a shocking intersection.
Yeah.
You got that fucking servo that's 4 meters lower than the road.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've then got your stone wall and the pond that gets smashed every 3 months. Why build a fucking wall like that there?
That survey with the suppositories up the front, that's
Yeah,
exactly what it looks like.
Anal probes, aren't they? Those concrete trees.
Art installation. Yeah, mate. Yeah, it really looks like an art installation. But anyway, okay, Europe, okay? Under the Alps, they've got one tunnel that does 19 kilometres and the other one that does 17 kilometres. And I've driven them both when I went to Europe, drove through them. We have a couple of hills in Adelaide, seriously. They're not the Alps.
They're not a mountain. They're 998 metres, so it's not even classified as a mountain. It's still a hill.
So they dig a tunnel through it, but the tunnel is that far up the hill. Why don't they dig a tunnel further down? Serious? They've been doing it in Europe for years. Dig the fucking tunnel lower.
What's all the works they're doing there on the way up, on the way down, just before the tunnel on the right?
Don't know. Haven't been up there for a while.
They've been excavating there for yonks.
Oh, they make the road wider.
It's almost like they're drilling a bilge pump or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, don't know. Haven't been up there for a while now.
But I think the answer there isn't just to put a slap fine, and they're big fucking slap fines if you're exceeding 60.
Yeah.
Which I understand, you've got a 40-ton fucking truck coming down the hill.
Oh, that's a small one.
That's right. So, if you're not doing the speed limit, if your trucks aren't being serviced also, like there are some, obviously some shady ones out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, by the time you get past that last camera there and, it sort of flattens off, you've got a fair while to exhaust brake the thing almost to a stop.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a better answer. Like, there's either elevate the trucks and get them around the corner on their own, like take away half the house. Well, you can't now because Burnside fucking shops have just built their new shopping centre on the corner.
I still think we've got to
get them off of Port Rush Road.
Yeah, I still think we've got to go down to grassroots level and teach them how to drive. They're big trucks, 60, 100 tons coming down the hill. Brakes aren't going to hold it. You really got to know what you're doing, and to just get someone to go for a driving test and go around the block with a truck that's half loaded, that ain't 100 ton. That ain't 60 ton. That's not going down the hills.
So why can't we add on another 46 minutes and get them around and not even let them go through Lofty?
Beautiful. Why not?
Just get them off the road.
Get them off the road.
I can't see an easy answer to get rid of that intersection.
No, just...
Because it's built up. You've got fucking people living everywhere on every corner.
Yeah.
How can you beat it? You can't beat it. The only way would be to get rid of it.
Either that or do a tunnel from there straight through the guts of it.
Trucks only.
Yeah, the trucks only. Or bring the trucks around the back. There's no reason why the trucks can't come around the back of the hills and come down Main North Road. There just isn't. Do it. There's roads all the way. They just upgrade them.
What's the delay in getting that done?
The knobs that run our country.
There you go.
Simple.
Like, get rid of that. Get the trucks out of Lofty. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Train them. Show them how to drive a truck. Take them to school if you have to. Get some theory done. Teach them how to read the signs. Don't just give them a license and say, here, drive a truck. That's nuts. Too much.
No, it's a hot topic. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been on the roads, as you know, since fuck knows, 1991, I've been full-time on the road.
Yeah.
And I see it all the time. And you can see the frustration in the trucks and people still pull in front of the trucks. It's just ridiculous. Now, either get rid of the pedophile, which is the truck,
Yeah.
fuck it right off and get it off our streets.
Yeah. Bring it around another way.
Why bring it up Port Rush Road? How fucking useless is Port Rush Road
It's too tight.
when you've got 2 or 3 trucks on it at one time?
Yep. And the B doubles, not semis anymore. They're B doubles.
And if you've got a bully in one of the trucks that he doesn't want to be on that road, he just wants to get off of it, he's got tunnel vision to the highway.
Yeah.
So I know there's a few cameras through there, but at the end of the day, they've got to fuck them off. We've got the nice concrete road there out at Cavan.
Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah.
And get them around Gawler and get them up there. Surely it's a lot cheaper. It's a lot cheaper to build a house new than it is to renovate a house.
Yeah.
We're renovating a house.
How many times have we renovated that road? 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times. 3? Yeah. Well, they used to have the old road that used to go to Murray Bridge.
Yep.
Then they did the Princess Highway for starters, going through Eagle on the Hill. And then they've built the tunnels after that. It's 3 times.
Or stop the trucks up the top and let the trains fucking take it from there. Maybe you turn it, you don't let them come into Adelaide.
Yeah, I mean, Europe, Dubai,
they're all
just
doing
get it done. Just put in a train. Stop arguing about it. Just slap it in.
Isn't it funny? You know, I'll talk travel with you in a minute as well, but I've said a few times in Texas, when you fly into Texas, we've been there a few times at the airport there and at Fort Worth, they don't have fucking 5 snow clearing machines. They have 85 of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they
get it
don't,
done.
They don't build it for the lowest. They build it for the most extreme.
Exactly. So why build a hospital with 100 beds smaller than the old hospital?
And have a loan for $5 trillion for the next fucking 50 years. Does that add up?
They can't drive the emergency bus into there because the hospital is too low. They can't keep the records in the hospital because apparently the floor system wasn't strong enough to hold the records up. So now they're taxiing in the records. Oh, really? Who designed this friggin' hospital? That's nuts. That's just stupid.
Isn't it crazy? And you got all these computers now that all with the AutoCAD, and I don't knock the AutoCAD, I love it. But at the end of the day, you had draftsmen.
Yeah.
They used to draw all the details up.
Yeah. Done it by hand, done that.
Where's it all gone now? Here's an example today. I won't name the builder. We've got these big 2.4 by, they've grafted the aluminium together to get these things out to 7 metres, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So each door's a metre wide, 7 metres. When the door opens out, and it's got that black, beautiful clip lock facade, right? All the cladding on the outside's metal. When the door opens up, it hits the fucking bulkhead on the outside. Now, you know what I mean? It's missed the other end by 2 mil because probably the flooring's out by 5 mil.
Yeah.
By the time it gets here where the access door is, the access door can't even close. This is a brand new building, Walkerville.
And no one actually thought of it.
No one even gave it a oomph.
They just put it in
and
a
I'm
bulkhead.
looking at it when I'm bringing the doors up and I'm thinking,
it's not going to work.
fuck, this is going to be touch and go. Like touch and go, you know, like touch and go's 2 fingers.
Yeah, it's like delivering sand. They
Not
want you to get
fucking 2 mil.
They want you to get into a gate and your mirror's missing the gate post by an inch. You know, it's a truck, for God's sake.
I bought the Ranger. We had a tree come down a couple of weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was massive. Like the whole driveway was, and I couldn't see, and it was misty in the car. I drove straight into the post on the fucking door. I haven't had a crash in 45 years, and I crashed it in my own fucking driveway. So, and I knew as soon as I rubbed it, I heard it, and I went, stop, and I stopped, and I went back, and it's grabbed the edge of the door and gone,
oh, no.
which then pulled the door open. Not open, but it had fucked the door skin up. And I'm thinking, you fucking idiot. It's time you get off the road, you know. All because this fucking tree and this fucking... Anyway, I should never have gone in there, but I thought, if another one falls tonight, it's going to hit the car. So I tried to get undercover. Be that as it may, I should never have done it. But
whatever happened to that? Oh, well, you never did that totem pole.
Never did it.
The white ant's got that tree that I cut down for you.
I think Mandy said no more fucking toys for you.
That totem pole sat up there for years on that tree, and then I had to look at it thinking, bastards, those white ants got it.
Yeah.
So I had to torch it.
Man, how good were those nurses' parties all those years ago? When old John was there and old mate.
Yeah, guitar and Carlo.
Yeah. Now talk about how tall your son Ben is.
Well, he's 6'4".
6
He's a monster.
Man, you've got big sperm like my older brother. They must be almost 5 or 6 mil long, I reckon.
My younger son said to me, Dad, I don't want to be as tall as Ben. I said, mate, you got no choice. You're either going to get there or you don't.
That's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
6'4". Matt's boy is, I think Ben's 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
So he got it as well. And the whites are fairly solid people anyway. Tomo got to probably 6'2" or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So, you know, our joke with Matt was always that his sperm must have been 10 mil, you know, like. They were too big to throw out. He had to just grip them out. But no, it's amazing, isn't it? How they all end up.
Oh, they love that fridge. It's always empty.
They can eat, can't they?
Oh, yeah, they do. They do that really well. Yeah.
Who have you got left home now then?
I just got Noah and Ben. Ella's worked her way into her own house.
How's she going?
Oh, she's going great. She's happy with her job. The bosses are happy with her. Called her in the other day to the office, and he's going, you know, the building industry is getting a bit slow, and it's, you know, we're getting a bit tight, and she's panicking. She's going nuts. She was telling me on the phone that her heart was up in her mouth, and he says, it's all right. So I'm giving you a raise. She said, you bastard. She says, you had me panicking. She says, I can't let you go. So she's doing really well. She designed her own house and the boss built it for her.
Yeah, we've got the same flooring as she got. She gave us the tiles that we needed. So
there you go. Yeah, she's
been a
loving
godsend.
It. Yeah, she's happy in her own house. She's loving it there. So Ben and Noah, well, I don't think they're moving out in a hurry. I think they're happy where they are.
What's the need to move?
Yeah, exactly. No rush.
Especially for the boys. The boys don't like going anywhere.
No.
What's Ellie doing? She's still working night shift or day shift?
Day shift, yeah. She's working at the kids. She's happy there. Yeah, she's not a couple of the other hospitals that she was working at, rubbing her up the wrong way, but she's happy at the kids.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, no, I think we'll have to get the band back together again.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
Catch everybody up again.
Carlo keeps dropping your name.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is he still into security, is he?
Yeah. He's doing really well. Had an incident where he got pushed over with a shopping trolley and broke his arm, and we that comes up every once in a while. But yeah, he's still doing security, and after he left Holden's, yeah, he's gone really well.
God, yeah, no, they were good times. They were great times.
Yeah.
And what about your loves for exotic things like knives? Do you like knives?
I wasn't really into knives. I was more into guns and knives, but I did end up for some reason.
I wanted to break into it softly.
I did end up with a collection
Freeze,
of knives.
motherfucker!
Yeah, I always wanted rifles. Especially having the farm. I was 15. I think I got my first one. Ended up with about 3 or 4 of them. Got rid of a couple. Got some new ones. Got interested in pistol shooting. Ended up doing competition pistol shooting. That was good fun. Ended up with a couple of awards there. Got a trophy and a medal for shooting just a standard pistol, which was quite interesting.
I really was a little bit scared of guns growing up because
Yeah.
I've never had anything to do with them. Paul Bassett, a mate of mine, he was always into guns. And, you know, they got guns anyway.
Yeah.
Alf's, he might be pretty high up in the gun shop out near your place down there.
Oh, okay.
Rifle range there.
Yeah. I shot down there for a fair few years in the pistol range. Yeah, it was good fun.
But the older I get now, the more interest I've got in the discipline of the
shooting,
of breathing, and just the discipline of being accurate. You know,
I got introduced in guns when I was younger. We'd jump on the back of the ute, let's go shoot rabbits. And that's where I got introduced in it. And then after that, I wanted guns after that. But I would have been 6, 7, 8. Dad had friends up at Canalpin, 4,000 or 5,000 acres. Let's go shooting rabbits. Let's go, jump in the back of the ute, grab a couple of guns, couple of shotties, clean up some rabbits, get them off the paddock. Yeah, it was pretty natural to me, just getting a gun, just shooting. It wasn't until later on everybody's starting, oh, you got guns, you got them safely, you put us, there's no bullets in them, it's just an empty gun, could use it as a tomato stick really if you wanted to, but, everybody started saying, oh, I know they're guns, well, can't you kill someone with a knife or a fork?
I know the guns.
Can't you run someone over?
Yeah.
Doesn't that kill them?
Look, I know in Australia still that the cops do random call-ins, and if you've got registered vehicles that they
I got checked out a couple of times. I was in the safe, safely protected, and bolted to the ground, bolted to the wall. The ammo in a different spot in a safe somewhere else. Never had a problem.
No, that's right. No, I think we got it pretty right here. Like if you look at the American side,
we have been taught to have respect for guns.
Prepare for landing.
Yeah, there's another one.
Doors.
We've always been taught to have respect for guns, and so many things that I've heard of people getting injured when a gun was pointing the wrong way or someone was crossing a fence and the gun's fallen over and shot someone else. And, very high respect for guns and shooting, and always did things by the books that way. But, I did enjoy them. I shot rifle, shot pistol, got rid of them all after that. I don't have them anymore, but I've got my man shed. That keeps me happy.
We sponsor a guy that is doing the trap shooting. Gary,
oh, yeah?
Gary. Yeah, he's a chippy for one of the mobs that we do the installs for, and he's doing really well. He's out, I think, out at Anglevale there or wherever the shooting club is out that way.
There's a club out that way, somewhere.
Virginia. Yeah, it might be Virginia.
Yeah.
So we've got our white ruse gear, and we got him a whole load of stuff there and caps and all that, and he's winning with it. So the infield armour stuff, it's pretty cool. And when you see him at the award afternoons, where they, he's shooting maybe probably 21, 22s out of 25 with his trap.
That's not bad.
So, and he, you might have 2 or 3 shots on the day at it, and he's come up with say 67 out of whatever 90 shots or whatever, whatever. But he's won a couple. He's come second and third in a few, and he's got all the gear on, and you're quite humble sitting there with you, because we still got the little t-shirt business going on on the side there, and we still try to sponsor a little, local footy clubs and all that and baseball bits and pieces. And
one thing that comes to mind, in a competition, we used to shoot anything between 100 to 120 bullets, even up to 140. And then I heard that the police, in their training, have a limited amount of bullets, like really limited, and they're only allowed to do training every once in a while. How can our police department be limited to how many bullets?
Less than the public.
Oh, like a lot less, like a really small percentage. That's crazy. We're out there shooting and getting pretty good at it. Any criminal doesn't have a limit on how many bullets he can get. The police should be armed properly. They really should be.
I remember that scene out of Lethal Weapon, when Roger's gone. And then you got Riggs, he's got the smiley face with, hey, have a nice day, Roger. It's pretty cool, like I am a little bit more keen now to even have a go down there. And Gary says quite often, you sponsor me.
Yeah.
Come down and
go down and have a look.
Go down and have a few shoots, like. And he said, I'm sure you'll get addicted. You've got pretty well addictive genes everywhere. So
do it, man. Do it. It's good fun. We need a whole lot of hunters out there in the bush. Don't worry about shooting ducks. We've got feral animals out there that really need to be culled big time, that are just killing off everything. taking habitats away from Australian native animals, and we're just letting them go nuts. That's crazy.
Are you not allowed to kill anything these days, or has it tightened up? Has the wokeness catching up to that as well?
Oh, look, there's goats going nuts at the moment through Australia.
Goats.
Like hundreds and hundreds of goats just eating everything. There's, wild horses. There's pigs and boars. I'm like, really? Do we need to have areas of habitat destroyed because there's a bunch of pigs out there just...
So what's the government do every now and get a contractor in and just start popping pigs? And
They don't even touch the surface. I mean, they're talking about... I heard... I think it was an Aboriginal trapper. I think they were doing something like about 300 cats a night.
feral cats.
Feral cats.
They are born killers.
And they're getting bigger. They're bigger. You little regular pussy that, that sits on your lap. Just imagine that twice as big or 3 times as big. Those feral cats are getting big.
It's feed time, buddy.
Yeah. So I don't know why they just don't get the army to go out there instead of just shooting bloody targets. Go out there and do something with it.
You could take out the lasers now. The Yanks have got some pretty wicked laser guns, haven't they? You could heat up that pussy everywhere, couldn't you? Just
Does that smell like pig? No. No, it's just burnt skin.
that's good. No, there must be obviously heaps and heaps of animals out there then that are chewing the fuck out of everything. So.
Yeah, there's just... The goats are actually going nuts. They're just...
So why aren't they doing something about the goats and just...
Why aren't they?
Killing them?
Why aren't they? Because idiots...
What's it taste like?
Goat's great. And look at the Greek people have been eating goats for years. Put them on a rotisserie, man. That's awesome. And they're out there for nothing. Just go and get them.
All right.
Take out those goats. Let's eat them.
We should have a goat harvest day that we can film.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bring out the submachine gun. Let's take care of a whole lot of goats. Let's feed people.
What about your metal fabrication that you're doing at home now? You've got an old...
1976 Corolla wagon.
Reese would love this.
And I did a whole lot of work on it probably 5-6 years ago, something like that. And I parked it underneath the mate's gum tree. So the bodywork is really average. I actually closed the door. I opened and closed the door, and a chunk of rust fell out of the door skin. So I thought, I've always been interested in welding and doing a little bit of fabrication and stuff like that. I'm thinking, well, why can't I teach myself how to do metal fabrication and get some panels? I bought myself a new welder, so I'm going to teach myself how to TIG, and YouTube's great. There's a lot of really good guys in there that are telling you a lot of stuff, how to make up panels and cut rust out and build stuff and stretching and shrinking metal. And it's something that I'm really looking forward to getting into.
Mm. Sorry, mate, I was just having a nice quiet beer there. I got caught out again, didn't I? Yeah.
Yes, I'm making noise at home.
So that's MIG, TIG?
TIG. I want to get into TIG. MIG, I've taught myself how to do that.
What is the difference between the MIG and the TIG? Is it temperature or?
No, it's
or is
the
one,
way
one for
that you're
aluminium?
actually melting them. No, you can use both MIG and TIG for alloy, for aluminium. MIG has basically a wire that feeds out of the gun. So it's actually fed by a little motor in the welder, and the wire goes in, and that's electrified and just melts the material and mixes in. With a TIG, you actually have a piece of alloy or steel, whatever it is, on the end of a gun, which actually supplies the electricity to the metal, and that heats it up and melts it, and then you actually feed in with a rod. But you can do really intricate stuff with a TIG. A MIG is it's a lot more agricultural than a TIG. The TIG is what most guys who do metal fabrication are looking forward to, I believe. It's just a lot nicer. The world looks nicer. You can get into really nice spots. Yeah.
We're still doing work with Paul Best, my mate Paul. There, they've been into metal doors for a long time. He's been there a long time. And as you know, we've done the Australian embassies overseas, Baghdad, Bali, Beirut, Japan. We've done a lot of them, and they're still doing a lot of laboratory doors where they'll have a 316 stainless steel door, and then we'll come in and double glaze it for them.
Yeah.
So, you put in you put in like a 3-4 mil silica bead for the moisture. Once you close it up, that it sucks all the rest of the moisture out of the air there. And you roughly use... there was a formula that we were using to do height by width, and we'd work out that you needed about 4 lid caps, and that might have had, let's say it was 1,600 gels that you'd put in the bottom.
Yeah.
So we'd drill a 9 mil hole, feed them into the bottom tube. There'd be 2 holes or 3 holes drilled into that.
Yeah.
Glaze one side, silicon the face of the glass to the stainless steel so it was seamless.
Yes.
So you'd have your 6 mil toughen, and that would line up perfectly with the edge of the 316 stainless steel.
Yeah.
Go around with black silicon. You'd have a small rebated edge with your double-sided tape that was pure black.
Yeah.
And these doors look schmeck. They were fucking rippers, So you'd let that go for a couple of days and then go back, turn it over, get your white rags out and your gloves and try to get all the handprints off everything and hope that you don't leave, some sort of finger mark somewhere. And they're hard to get perfect. They're not. None of them are perfect at all. But when you see these doors, and they are, they're looking after the Cassisi virus, all sorts of viruses where you've got one room that's positive air, you got one room that's negative air, and you can see through these doors, and they do look $1 million. And, even with Baghdad, when we did that one, I think they might have used sassafras timbers. So you'd look at the doors, they might have been not 2040, but they might have been 2340. They were bigger doors. They might have been a 2400 frame instead of 2040. But they were 829, 20, 1020 doors. And sort of the embassy sort of work, that you get a strong hold on one door for an hour. We'll have a ballistic rating so that then they can go into the next room and close that door. Yeah. So you sort of... You're always one door away from the danger sort of side. Yeah. And by that time, hopefully, they've already got rid of them, those bad people. But to see some of these welders down there, they're just beautiful. Oh,
some of the TIG welding I've seen is just like it is a work of art. It's absolutely a work of art. I can't wait to get my hands into it and get my head around it.
Once you get started again, give us a shout, because I'm pretty keen, and I've got a little bit more time now with kids away.
Well, I've got the MIG at home. I've got the old arc welder at home. I love them. I love me arc. And pull that out and weld up a trailer or fix something up. And the arc comes out. And then, you get into fiddly bits, and I'm starting to use the MIG a little bit more, but, I'm trying to get my head around the TIG. That'd be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, well, I'd like to be a player of that. As I said, I've got a little bit more time now I'm trying very hard not to work Saturdays. And I've worked Saturdays my whole life. I've sort of worked 5.5 days every week.
Yeah.
And it's hard to knock that out of the system because you've done it forever.
20 years of picking olives on Saturday. I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
But I've just started, we're going away soon. We're going to Europe soon in September. September the 6th. I got a podcast in Liverpool.
Carlo's gone to Europe on September the 4th.
He's over there as well.
He will be over there.
I bet we bump into him.
Oh, I hope so.
We'll hear him.
Funny. You'll definitely hear him.
How long's he going for?
I don't know, 3 months or a couple of months or something.
Oh, fuck, he's a local over there anyway.
He's got all his family all worked out. He doesn't have to stay in any hotels or anything. He's got family fighting to get him over to stay at their place, so he'll be right. He'll be very right. He's looking forward
I'm looking forward to the tomato, the real Italian tomato.
Yeah.
Just want to see the real genuine taste of that. Because see, I've Europe. I haven't done any Europe.
Yeah.
We're going to drive around Ireland as well. We're gonna do that and have a look at Belfast and a few of the spots there. And, that's with Cato and Andy now. So I'm looking forward to this one. Like it's, I haven't seen Caitlin, I think, since November.
Where is she now?
She's in London.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's met Andy over there. They've been together for a year and a bit now, and they're getting on like a house on fire.
Oh, good.
Reese is back from Vancouver, so he's met Debbie. So he's up on the Sunshine Coast. So, but he's back in the country at least, that he's on the same phone plan.
Yeah,
so
yes.
if I need some shit done real quick, like for this podcast, he can knock me up something pretty quick. But it'd be good to see something we haven't seen either.
Yeah.
And we got Paris there, we got Barcelona, we got a 10-day cruise around Italy, around the bottom of the foot and up on the other side.
Oh, that'll be good.
So that'd be good. So that's stuff we haven't seen. So that'd be super cool.
You got to get it up to the O-bars.
Yeah. So there you go.
There's nothing like a thrashing a Fiat at 180 kilometres an hour. Little 1100cc doing flat out.
When you went overseas, you were talking about the tunnels before. Where was that?
Goes from Italy through to Switzerland under the Alps.
Okay.
19 kilometres of just straight tunnel. And the other side was on the way back was 17 k's. On how wide are the hills?
And they don't restrict any speed in there, or they cap it at 100?
I think it's capped, but trucks and everything go through a whole lot. It's just weird, the first time you go there and you look out the window, you think, geez, it's dark, and you're looking up and you're looking up, and geez, this is mountain. Then you're looking straight up and you see sky and think, God, this is huge. You look at you get back home to Adelaide and look at the Adelaide Hills and think, oh, that looks like a mountain, something that a rabbit made. But yeah.
Yeah, like scat.
Yeah. Just there's just a couple of little.
Did you go to any of the towns in Switzerland?
Yeah, I had my cousin up there when he was alive. We went to Lucerne. So we drove through when I was up there from Italy to Lucerne and then back.
I know
Rallies.
I know on the gondolas you can go into Italy to the day from Switzerland. It might be 6 gondolas to get there, but you can do it. And there's Lauterbrunnen that's in the mix there as well, that are these just beautiful picturesque towns.
Oh, yeah, and they always build them up on hillsides. So when you go for a walk at lunchtime, you use up a lot of calories.
Don't they look gorgeous though? Oh. Like even in autumn, when it's warmer, it still looks beautiful. I still love the magic of the snow, like, Whistler and where Reese was when we went up there. That was just gorgeous. And, when you walk into these towns, I suppose you'd call them.
Yeah.
When you see the quality of the stonework and,
all
the Italian, stone layers, all the masonry people. And you go, look at these fucking buildings. They are just pristine.
Yeah, when walking into my auntie's house, you go, Australia's 200 years old. This house is 2,000 years old. Jesus was around when this thing was being built. You go, far out.
It's amazing. It's that old, isn't it?
It's huge. Yeah, the ceilings are all plaster and dug out of hillsides, and they're still living in caves with doors on them. Hey, okay, we got Cooper Pedy, yes, but they've got real caves.
We had to drill the holes as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy up there, I believe. Cooper Pedy. You don't fuck around with the locals too much.
Interesting place. Went up there once. Cool. Yeah.
Have you been up to Darwin?
Yes, love Darwin.
Mandy won't let me go to Darwin.
Why? Beer?
Or just drinking in general.
Look, I've always been...
It might be my sister-in-law said you're not to go up there.
I don't know if it's luck or misfortune, but I've never been a really big drinker. And
sure.
Darwin was just great. Just Catherine... Well, no, not Catherine. Casuarina Beach and Howard Springs and... you're having a swim in this spring, and you turn around saying, "Hang on a minute, aren't there crocs up here?" They've only seen a couple in 20 years. It's fine. You're thinking far out.
Today's the day.
Well, went out running amok with my mates with a 4-wheel drive. We ended up sinking the old Land Rover in a creek, and after we finally pulled it out, we were in there trying to holding it up from going underneath the bridge with our feet in the water. And another mate come up with a tow rope, and we towed it out of the water. And one of the guys said, John, that's a croc-infested river. What, you're telling me now that we're out? You nuts. So, yeah, coming from Adelaide, going up there to Darwin, that was good.
I went up with Uncle Michael up. His mum and dad lived up in Townsville there.
Yeah.
And Bert took us into some estuaries in a, let's call it a 4 metre tinny, maybe.
Yeah, 5 guys in a 4 metre tinny.
Yeah, there was at least 3 guys in a tinny that big. And everywhere you look, there was a sign that says Crocs. And, like, you packed your undies the whole time.
Yeah.
And, like, there was this one incident where they had the mud flats, and they, they're always farting at you and, like, shrinking with all the water.
Yeah.
And Bert had put the anchor down, and he's sitting there trying to hook up some bait, onto the hook, and all of a sudden this whole side of the estuary lets go. So there's sort of not trees, but the shit that grows in that was all of a sudden that's 6 foot underwater. It's gone from 8 feet above you, and we're screaming, and he's saying, "What are you fucking going? What are you carrying on about? You 2 fucking girls back there, And you were that scared of the crocodile, let alone getting eaten by a mud flat, And we went a fair way out because it was a tidal estuary, so it was salt water up to a certain point, and we were screaming down towards the ocean more. We never saw the ocean, but we got to this bend, and then we must have been doing 40, and we've hit this sandbang, and boom, it's banged the motor up out of the water. I'm thinking, we're fucked now, like we're 20 kilometres from the car park. It's only the ocean. We have, we've got a few paddles to get us back. Luckily, the motor came back down and it didn't throw the prop off. But we were packing it the whole time.
They took me to Adelaide River, let's go Adelaide River. Yeah, all right, let's go. No, I don't know what it is. But
so there is salties in that?
Yeah. So there's 5 guys in this 4-man tinny, and we're going up, and he's looking at the jerry can, holding the fuel. He says, you ain't got much fuel left. I'm thinking, isn't that something that you should have worked out before? Here we are on a croc-infested river. Okay, we've got 2 rifles, big deal. But if we run out of fuel, we're out. No, we'll be right now. We made it back. Oh, jeez, that was crazy.
What about WA? You been to Broome?
No, never been to WA. Done Darwin, done Queensland, done New South Wales, Sydney, Melbourne.
Perth is about a 1.5 times Adelaide.
Yeah.
And well structured. Perth's beautiful.
I've always
I haven't been to the north. I haven't been up the coast there.
Yeah.
We've been down the bottom to Margaret River.
Yeah.
And Bustleton, and we got the longest jetty there. It's enormous. But the road structures are good. It's a bit like America over there. That Florida, you've got all the build-up roads, and they're beautiful. You got servos that you can pull over that that are coming for 4 kilometres, and the road takes you off beautifully.
Wait until you see the surveys in Italy. If you go there, the highway goes underneath, and there's a bridge over the top of both of the highways, and it's all shops. So
wow.
you pull up onto the left or the right, whatever, go into the car park, climb the stairs, and go into the shops, and the shops actually span over the top of the highway. And there's fresh paninis and all sorts of gear, man. You're going to love it.
There's a lot of Italian I've got to learn.
A lot of food, man. A lot of food.
Did you say panini?
Panini.
Yeah, they're nice.
Oh, you'll love them. And you can virtually buy anything you want in there. It's cool. It's good.
It's going to be a pretty big eye-opener for me, and I'll have to just watch what I eat because I'll fucking blow up pretty quickly.
I remember last time we did a cruise, and I couldn't believe the food on this cruise. It was just beautiful. So I think it was 2 weeks, I think I put on 8 kilos. I loved it. I ate until my heart's content. When I got home, I'm thinking, now I've got to lose this weight.
Jesus Christ,
How come my jeans are tight?
Yeah.
That belt wasn't that small when I left here.
No, that's what holidays are all about. What's your next one that you want to look at?
I haven't really got any holidays planned.
You've got the house now. You're sort of bogged down a bit with that in regards to trying to get more done.
Yeah, got to get a few things done, but I'm really having a good time in my shed. I love walking into my shed at night. No one to bug me, drop the roller door and just tinker away, just making whatever I want. And yeah, it's great. I get time to relax, just phase out. The world can do whatever they want outside the doors. Just pull a beer out of the fridge if I want. Just, have a think about, play around with some tools, break something, make something. It's just great. Just fantastic.
It's good to let that turn off from the
absolutely
the mundane and let the real good stuff roam and come out.
I even got a TV up on the wall, but I haven't got an antenna, so that doesn't even turn on. So I just put my radio on. And
if I don't get a podcast now on a Friday, I'm quite a moody prick, like I've put Sunday noon as a backup just in case. But I so look forward to this time. Like it's such one-on-one with somebody as well. Sometimes you might get 2 or 3 or 4 guys in there at once, which is quite amazing. Like you can imagine how it is with 2 guys talking when you got 4 guys talking. Sometimes, so you sort of have an etiquette where when somebody's talking, you just pull out.
Alison tells me off all the time for having the radio up too loud. Fresh FM's on, banging away. Got the grinder happening.
She happy? Is she good?
Oh, yeah, she tells me off for being too loud. And she comes in all the time, bashes on the door. Turn that bloody radio down. You're disturbing the neighbours. Oh, jeez, how much lower can I get it? I can't hear the music. But tells me off. What are you, 16 or 60? What's the story?
I'm still 16. I was born the same day as Michael Jackson. So think of the fucking issues I've got.
Yeah, well, you don't have a chimp.
Yet. Oh, that's cool. And the family's well, which is really good, Louis. So
they're all growing really well.
I think it's great, mate. Look, we're just over an hour now. I think we might wind it up here and say thank you very much for your time. And
thanks for finding me interesting enough to invite me over.
Oh, it's beautiful. I know your character's so much fun, so we can bounce off a lot of stuff.
We only touch the surface.
And so we can do it again. That's the beauty of it, that each hour takes me about 3 hours on Saturday, and I know I've got to work for a little bit tomorrow as well. And you've got to go out for tea, which is my excuse to cut you back. But we'll finish off on a real good note here.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, mate. All right. Louis Trotta, thanks for your time, mate.
Anytime,
this is only part 1 for you as well.
Part 1, part 2 can come anytime you want.
The more times we can get together, the better. So.
Oh, yeah. We haven't even touched racing yet.
Yeah, we've got to get into that as well. Louis Trotta, thanks for your time, man. And this has been a Milne Road Studios production. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Thanks, Louis.
My pleasure.